I bought a new cosplay. And this is like, I haven't bought very many cosplays. And this is a special one. It's my first super suit. I'm very excited about it. Because I have already opened it and I have already tried it on. We're gonna look at what I need to fix because it doesn't fit me. So I got Supergirl from the Superman movie. It came with this leotard. It's pretty nice. And I like the fabric that they made it out of. From like a construction kind of deal, I find it very interesting, the paneling that they put in it. It's just a vinyl with the light blue vinyl glued on top, but it gives a good look for the super suits. Anyway, so this, and then her skirt, and then this is her cape. It's made out of like a velour velvet stretch fabric. I'm not a fan. I really hate it. It actually, when it's on, it kind of does look good, and it has a nice like heavy drape without being that heavy. It kind of is heavy, but not terribly. But I don't like it. I don't think it looks nice. But that's my personal opinion. So, first thing, this is getting fully remade. And I'm gonna harvest the super symbol. But yeah, cape is getting fully remade. I'm not using this, but that's my personal opinion on it. And then her belt. And then I also got boots. Boots. They're kind of nice. They have a little heel. They're nice. Okay, because I've already tried these on. Let me tell you what I know needs to be done. The skirt is pretty much fine for me. It's a little short, but I'm not that concerned. And there's also not really anything I can do. The bodysuit has issues. So I need to look at that. And then the boots also have issues. So I need to look at that. And the cape is getting fully remade, so I'm not gonna bother about looking at that right now. This is what the suit looks like all together. I did forget to put it on before I started doing the alterations, so if you spot any pins in it, that's what that is. That's alterations I have to do. Anyway, let's start with the bodysuit. I'm gonna put the bodysuit on top of these shorts so that you can see what's actually happening. In the end, when I actually wear the cosplay, I'm gonna wear the bodysuit underneath a pair of shorts. But I am so interested in how things fit. Okay. Where's my little mic? This is the bodysuit. It doesn't look terrible, to be honest. It doesn't look bad. So let's... I love fitting. This doesn't fit. So we're gonna get into it. The main things that I'm seeing is the chest is ginormous. The butt is ginormous. There's fit issues in the armhole and the shoulders. I think it's mostly the armhole. Also, I have a mirror over here, so I'm looking, I can see myself to see it fit. And then I'm also feeling there's something happening in here. I think it's that my body is longer than the front of this body, of the bodysuit. So I don't really know what to do about that. Main thing, the chest. Can you see what that's doing? Hello, can you see that? There's like this weird folding happening. Like, there's a lot of excess fabric. But also, looking in the mirror, I have excess fabric in my back. I think there's excess fabric in the width of my back, and there's also excess fabric in the length of my back, which is probably for movement, but I don't like it. So, see, can you see the zipper rippling? That means there's too much length in my upper body. So I need to pull that down. In twisting. And then, yeah, something is happening here in the length in this side. I think though, realistically, I think I'm just gonna remove this like underwear part. I think I'm just gonna pull the whole thing off, and I'm gonna rebuild it out of just like a stretchy black fabric, which will give me more movement as well, and it'll stretch up like that a bit nicer. And then, oh, see, that's where it's supposed to sit. Do you see the waistline there? That's where it's supposed to sit. Guess what? My waist is up here. My waist is up here. This is where the waist should be sitting. This is where my waist is. So that's what we need to fix. That's what the issue is. That's part of the issue. This, I'm gonna take that off. This little undies bit, it's coming off, and I'm gonna remake it, and it's gonna get snaps and hooks under in the crotch, so that, because the way this is built, the entire thing has to come off if you want to like go to the washroom or something, and that's too much. So we're gonna put hooks and eyes in the bottom, in the like crotch, so that it can open. That's very interesting. That's how it's supposed to sit. Because look, it's fixing the problem with the zipper back here too, and it sits lower. But then, so I still have all this excess in here. So let me grab some safety pins. Going through all this, I've realized my waistline is way too low. So since I'm gonna remove the bottom half of the bodysuit anyway, I'm just gonna pull it down to where it should be sitting, and then I'll play with this, because here in the chest is still too big, and in the back. Also, I don't have great shoulder movement because of this piece of vinyl. There's no stretch in it, so it's very restrictive. So I think part of my alterations is going to be when I remove the bottoms, I'm going to create a gusset to go into the armhole so that at least there's less stress here when I try and open my arms. But anyway, let's look at these side seams. Guys, doing fittings alone on yourself is hard. I can't get... Oh my god. I have to remove so much fabric. See how I pinned out there? But it pulled this closer to the bust point, where this is sitting way in. This is closer to my bust point, which is good. It needs to, and then there's also excess in here, which, that is a fit problem. The fit underneath the bust on myself, I really like fitting better, but I may just not deal with that, because I have to mess with all the vinyl, and that'll be hard. I don't want to. I don't know if you guys can see that. I've taken out some from the back and a lot from the front, but when I just stand, you can see that there's still excess in the front, but there's not any excess in the bottom of the waist at the back. So when I come down here to take out this extra fabric, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not taking any out of the back. And to straighten out that line, I need to pull it all out, but I can't with the lower half of the bodysuit. Man. I'm destroying the size of my armhole, but it does need to be much smaller. So I'm gonna have to take in the sleeve. See all this fabric in here, I'm gonna have to take out. And this, my new side seam will be around here. So this will shrink the size of my armhole, which is probably good because it'll be closer to my actual armhole. But that means I'm gonna have to take out a bunch in here, but there is like a good amount of excess, so I'm not too bothered about it. It does feel tight right across the chest and shoulders though. But like, that's just gonna happen because of these stupid lines. That looks better. Like that, the upper body of it, there's a little bit I think I would want to take out in here. But like, this is already way better. I want to try putting shoulder pads in my suit. Okay, I forgot to look at this when I was fitting. So this suit has, for some reason, a very pointy shoulders because they have this raglan line, which is, that's what it's called when it comes down the sides of your shoulders, a raglan line. Or it's called a raglan sleeve, but anyway, that's the raglan line. But then they still have a seam here that comes to a dark point there, which kind of creates a pointy shoulder, but it's also pointy down here instead of up on my shoulder. So I wanted to test what happens if I put shoulder pads in. Might make a nice shoulder, like a muscular. I do think the shoulder pad actually makes a good difference. What do you guys, can you zoom in here? Can you? This shoulder has, okay, this shoulder has the shoulder pad in it. And this one doesn't. Like, does it make terribly much of a difference? I kind of like it with the shoulder pad better though. I think the shoulder pad makes it boxier, and I think that'll be like, that's like more powerful. I'm meant to be Supergirl, like I need to be powerful. I'm like, is it gonna make much of a difference when I take all this in? Not really. Shoulder pads are going in, I've decided, unless I forget in 3 months, 5 months when I get to that. Now for the boots. The boots are pretty nice, and I'm not a heel wearer, so this heel is like pretty comfy. But can you see how much excess is in the back? There's just a lot of excess in my calf. So I'm gonna look at removing the zipper to the ankle and putting it back in, removing a fair bit of fabric. I also want to say, ideally, because I don't make shoes, though I want to, I don't and haven't really yet. Ideally, I would need to make it really fit, I need to take out fabric in the front of my ankle and then in the back of my calf and the front of my calf. But that's a lot of work. I can't take apart the front without like messing around too much, and I don't know what I'm doing. So we're just gonna do the back. I think I can deal with the back. I gotta put my foot up on this scrap fabric bin. I'm gonna pin through the vinyl. I shouldn't pin through the vinyl because the pin marks are just gonna stay, which is ugly. But I'm choosing not to care too much. I think I'm kind of just straightening the calf line, because to put the shape in, I would have to take out from the front, and I'm just not gonna. Like, I can see a ton of excess right in there, but I think it gets too close to my foot to try and get in, like, try and open all of that and get in there with the sewing machine. Does that look better? I literally couldn't see anything I was doing. Can you see that? I pinned that out. So it'll sit. It'll sit more like that. Which I think is better. That looks better to me. It does look better. Help. Now I need help getting out. I'm stuck. Anyway, that's the last piece. So the next thing is opening my side seams and armhole and the waistline, which is going to be very annoying because the way the manufacturing company made this suit is that they serged all their seams together, and I'm gonna have to open all the serging. Yeah. So that's what I'll be on the next couple of days.